Hey everyone, welcome back to another Cube draft video. Today we've got StormTime by Grenier. I have never drafted this cube before. I'm super excited to draft it. I really wanted to try it at CubeCon last year, did not get the chance. The gist of this is everyone is a Storm deck. So I haven't looked through the list that much. I don't know what the execution really looks like, but it's a pretty sick hook. So I'm excited to kind of dive in, see what the cube's all about. And we actually have Matt in the pod with us tonight, so I'm ready to get steamrolled. But without any further ado, this is StormTime. All right, here we go. So the things I think I'm going to be looking for the most are going to be mana positive spells that say Storm on them, probably, and things that draw cards, I guess. I like the redundancy of mission briefing here. If we find a key spell, we can just get it back. This is going to be probably like the Snapcaster Mage of the cube. Infernal Plunge is interesting. It's mana positive, but it's hard to set up. And Burning Vengeance is an actual payoff here, so that's pretty cool. I wonder about lessons. How good are lessons in this environment? I'm liking the idea of just double dipping on whatever it is that is good using mission briefing. I think I'm going to draft that card. Magus of the Will. See, now that sounds crazy. But so does Gush, and so does Grape Shot? Wow, I feel like Gush must be just incredibly powerful here. Baral is another really interesting pick. Gonna make everything cheaper. That could be a really important piece. Wow, I have no idea how to approach this. Mana reducers are kind of like rituals, but in a lot of cases even better. They work turn over turn. Baral also attacks. I feel like Grape Shot must be one of the premier storm outs in the cube, though. Like, I'd rather have that than something like Sprouting Vines. Are storm spells more replaceable than something like Baral? Probably. Alright, let's give this a go. Stream of Thought is kind of cool, but I don't know if it's good enough. Lab Man is a way to win the game if we figure out how to mill ourselves. We do have to find something that actually kills our opponent. Cathodian makes mana when it dies. Powerful if we wheel that ritual that asks you to sack a creature. That card's probably not that good here, right? Can we expect that to come back? I'm honestly not sure. Laboratory Maniac is super interesting. What if we find a way to deck ourselves? It's a little fragile, but removal's probably really bad in this format, if it even exists at all. I mean, Grape Shot and stuff are around. Alright, I'm ready to deck myself. That's what we're going with. Priest of Urabrask replaces itself in terms of mana. That's pretty powerful. It looks like red is kind of open too. Faithless Salvaging also strikes me as pretty powerful. I want to try this Priest. We are all spells right now, and Think Twice digs us deeper. Maybe we should try to stay open and see how red goes. Maybe we'll be able to wheel some of these cards if we find the ritual. I don't know. This is so alien. Another Cathodian. Okay, this card, Crick, seems very good. We can also Dream Twist ourselves. That's kind of neat. For each black in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a counter on it, and it's got lifelink. So it gives you the life back. Alright, I'm in on this mill plan. I'm sure we can find a Brain Freeze or something like that. Now, where do we move? Root Coil Creeper can ramp us and can get one of our 2 flashback spells back already. Pontiff of Blight has Extort, but that costs a bunch of mana. We could also take Contaminated Aquifer, just as fixing. I kind of like that. See if we can move into black. Alright, let's give it a try. Merfolk Secret Keeper. Does say target player on it. Alright, deal. We're all in on this plan. Oh, cool. Terramander is actually an interesting payoff for self-mill. We can use it to attack. I like that. And this is our first pack. The ritual is gone. We could try Revitalize. Might keep us alive long enough to try and deck ourselves. Blue-white Control. Is that an archetype in this cube? We theoretically get to play like counter magic, and then we try to win with Labman. Interesting. Magus of the Will is still here. That card seems really good. Right? Maybe not. Alright, maybe we'll move off this Revitalize. Stream of Thought. Can shuffle stuff back in, so if we mill our Laboratory Maniac, we can maybe do something with that. I like that. They're doing work on the power lines, like literally right outside my window, so if you can hear that, I apologize. One of the things about being base blue is that there aren't very many mana positive spells in blue. So that's a little rough. I'm gonna try this Spirit Summoning. I think it's better than anything else in this pack. We're gonna have to lean on our Black Splash, try to find some more rituals. We already missed one of the Cabal rituals. Oh, I think I forgot to mention this up front. This cube is fully Doubleton, I guess you could call it. There's 2 copies exactly of every single card in the whole cube. So that's why you're seeing a couple of multiples here. This could be good sideboard tech against like Empty the Warrens. Oh no, this isn't a board wipe. It just kills 1 creature. Does that make it more or less mainboardable? I have no idea. Okay, Secrets of the Dead. We already saw the first one of those. We could use it to draw some cards. Seething Song is definitely mana positive. Let's grab the secrets. I think we're slow. I think we have flashback cards. I think we want to draw a bunch of cards and cast a Labman, and that's where I'm at. Eye Twitch. Oh, High Tide. That is actually an example of a mana positive blue spell. I did forget about that one. Now, Spellseeker. Spellseeker seems really good, but do we even have any key spells that we want to get? I don't know. I think High Tide has got to be a really high pick here. Culling the Weak is also on my radar, as well as Yogg-Will, but we already have this Magus of the Will. We have a lot of stuff to do out of our graveyard already, and I think we need to be looking for mana sources here. Second Brawl. We don't have a bunch of stuff to actually discount with Brawl, but we could be paying more attention to that. There's also this Vohar that lets us cast things out of our graveyard. Maybe that's good. Just more redundancy to try to get the Labman back somehow. You know, we could cast Stream of Thought out of our graveyard, stuff like that. Let's give that a try. I'm so torn on whether we're supposed to play this Tribute to Urborg. It's just a removal spell. Are we going to play against opponents that just don't have creatures in their deck? Deep Analysis is another thing we can cast from the yard. Cruel Somnophage is a mill spell that's also a threat, but I kind of feel like we can wheel that one. I'm going to take the Deep Analysis. Although, if we think everyone's going to be really light on creatures, I wonder if we're supposed to take the Somnophage and just try to attack with it. Analysis does cast from our yard. Good with Secrets of the Dead. Digs us closer to combo pieces. This is so strange. Alright, I've decided on the Somnophage. We're on the attacking plan. Let's scoot this over here. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, make an Eldrazi Scion. Okay. Do we want to take this Caves of Koilos and try and move into white? We already have the Sunlight Marsh. Blue and black are both kind of missing out of this pack. Alright, that seems like the safe pick here. Second Mission Briefing seems pretty good. I'm convinced that this card is quite strong. Storm Chaser Drake. I don't think we're ever going to trigger it, but again, we can attack with it. Some kind of tempo plan, almost. I'm either going to end up with way too many creatures or not enough creatures at all, and I don't know which. Temporal Fissure is pretty messed up. This card can bounce lands, target permanent. Even if we cast it with a storm count of like 3, 4, that's probably a huge blowout, right? What I'd like now is some way to untap lands. Cloud of Fairies, something like that. I don't know if there's a Time Spiral in the cube or a Turnabout, but I would play those cards. Survival Cache is interesting. So is Pegasus Stampede. I'm going to grab the Survival Cache. We're not going to have enough white sources to cast the Stampede repeatedly, I don't think. Okay, well here's a Learn card. We also have this Quandrix Pledge Mage that just gets bigger every time we cast a spell. Or copy it for that matter. That's interesting. Magecraft triggers repeatedly when you storm things. Okay, I kind of like that. Target permanent you control. This could be good if there are things like Peregrine Drake. We haven't seen a single card like that yet. Just take more fixing. Show of Confidence has Storm, kind of. Sword Coast Serpent is a way to win the game, and it can bounce a creature. It could slow opponent's game plan down and maybe just attack for 6 a couple times. Kind of in on that. Contemplation gains us a life whenever we cast a spell. Is that good? I'm going to take this Learn card instead. We still don't have any lessons we really care about. We have Spirit Summoning. Yeah, I don't think that matters. Ooh. Okay, Haughty Djinn sounds really good. Flying and power equal to the number of instant or sorceries in our graveyard. And on top of that, it discounts our stuff. Picklock Prankster is also really good. But Haughty Djinn being a mana reducer as well as a way to win the game, like an actual threat, seems very good. Second Labman. Do we need second Labman? I think we need Dark Ritual. So many of our pips are blue, though. It's actually going to be kind of hard to cast things off of this. I still think we want it. I don't know. Are we even playing black cards at this point? Maybe we should take second Labman and just go all in. If the first one gets removed or milled or something, we just have redundancy. I don't know if the Dark Ritual is really even doing anything in our deck. What I'd really like is a second High Tide, but I think that's wishful thinking. Quiet Speculation is kind of cool. We can use this to get... Oh, there's the Tendrils. Tendrils is actually worth splashing for, and now I feel really stupid for passing that Dark Ritual. I don't know. Maybe we can't even get to Storm Count 10. This isn't really a Storm deck. It's kind of a self-mill deck. If we take the Quiet Spec, and then we've got multiple flashback cards here for it, right? Think Twice, Dream Twist. Okay. I think I'm in on just not being a Storm deck. We failed the assignment here. Sea Hag. Sea Hag doesn't do much of anything, I don't think. Introduction to Annihilation could be something that we want as a lesson, but our learn cards are all white. Dig Up the Body says mill on it. I'm gonna take the Sea Hag. Could push through damage. We're like almost a creature deck, right? There's another Merfolk Secret Keeper. Giga Drowse can definitely... Ooh, there's the Turnabout. Okay. That is what we asked for. So Turnabout plus High Tide is going to be really powerful, probably. Another Sword Coast Serpent. Seasons Past. I wish I'd known that was in the cube. I would have started off forcing green. One of my favorite cards of all time, for sure. Second Sword Coast Serpent seems not that good. But Maximize Altitude also doesn't seem that good, so I think we're going to sideboard this. This is all nothing. I guess we'll take the Pest Summoning. I have no idea if this deck is good or terrible. I've certainly never registered 2 Laboratory Maniacs in anything ever in my entire life. No, there's no way we just play the Crick. And we don't have any learn cards in our deck. Alright, we'll draft this. We already have our 23 spells. Reaping the Graves is fine. Suchi is probably really bad. Maybe we do want this. This is a lot of redundancy on Laboratory Maniac. But being able to get Laboratory Maniac back with Mission Briefing, in theory, is potentially important. Or, you know, getting it back with Vohar or something like that. What's the worst card we have right now? Sea Hag? Yeah. Okay, Cram Session is kind of whatever. Dig Up the Body, sure. No one's in green. That's a shame. I would have loved to have been in the Seasons Past deck next time. What does the Seasons Past deck even look like? I have no idea. Most of the ramp seems to be in the form of rituals. So green, while it's typically a ramp color, it doesn't really seem like a ramp color here. Let's see. We just have the one Contaminated Aquifer. How many black sources are we supposed to play here? One of our black spells is secretly a blue spell. So we only have 2 cards. We only have... Oh, do we play this? I don't think so. We've got 2 cards here that can only be cast if we have black mana. So, Contaminated Aquifer, get in here for sure. We don't want this Forest. This would be 4 total black sources for our 2.5 black spells. Yeah, I guess. Tribute to Urborg. Yeah, I think we're gonna try it like this. Understandably, I obviously have no idea what a good deck looks like in this cube, but I like the idea that I can mill myself and then cast a Laboratory Maniac, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, here's how it looks. Hopefully we get to lab ban someone. I don't know. Let's take it for a spin. Alright, we're on the draw in match 1. And this is about what I think a good hand looks like. I don't know. Turn 1, Terramander. Turn 2, Mill Myself. Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit. Keep. Oh no, my opponent has prettier lands than I do. I'll never live this down. Hero of the Pride. A 2/2. Interesting. Okay, so there's some kind of heroic thing. I am going to... I guess I'll mill myself first. Four lands. Okay, that's probably good, honestly. I'll cast this and crack in for 1 in the air. We've got a nice blocker. Opponent, interesting. Opponent is attacking. I am going to block. Mutagenic growth. Okay. My creature is dead. I'm glad that I'm not taking 5, I guess. They have foretold a card. I have no idea what that could mean. And I think this is going to be... Well, we could Labman and block with it, honestly. I was thinking about Secrets of the Dead here. We could also bounce something with our Sword Coast Serpent. I think it's going to be Labman block. I'm happy to trade my first copy of Labman with a combat trick. And if they don't have a combat trick, then their attacks are bad. And they seem to be whatever an aggro deck looks like in this format. All right, looks like they're passing the turn. That's good news. Our Labman has stonewalled them. Oh, they have something on my upkeep, though. Dizzying Swoop, tap my creatures. Did they target their... They targeted my Labman and their hero. Interesting. Okay. Temporal Fissure doesn't do much here. I think I'm cool taking 1 hit. I'm going to commit the Secrets and attack for 1. Why wouldn't they tap both of my creatures? Did they want me to attack there for some reason? No tricks. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, all your creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's really good. I think I can just bounce this now. Alternately, yeah, I'm going to bounce it now and crack in. I think that's what this is. Capsizing Wave, target this, and attack for 3. Laboratory Maniac beats. I am quickly noticing that adventure creatures are a nombo with mission briefing. But it is what it is. Okay, the creature is back. Now I'm going to have to do something about it. But I'm running out of things that actually do things about creatures. Okay, island number 4 is here. That doesn't help me at all, basically. Well, I'm going to crack in for 1. No, not that. I suppose I could mission briefing and surveil. There's some chance that I just whiff. What would I be hoping to hit that's actually good here? Like another mill spell or something? I do get to draw a card if I do that, if I hit any spell at all. Alright, let's give it a go. I don't think it's getting much better here. So we could High Tide. If we High Tide, we get to draw a card. Then we have 2 mana left over. Well, I'm going to bin both of these. That's for sure. Now, do we want to cast the High Tide just to cantrip? I think we do. We drew Haughty Djinn. That's actually very good. We can't cast it because we only have 2 mana. But we'll just cast it next turn. Okay. I'm going to attack for 1 here. We're probably not winning this race. But I don't mind blocking with the Laboratory Maniac, even though it's a blowout if they have any instant at all. Block like this. Double strike? Oh no. Okay, so they're going to 10 me. And then they can make a flying creature. That is not good. Okay, I'm at 6. I'm going to make a Haughty Djinn. My Haughty Djinn is not very big, and neither is my Pteramander. Alright, Ardenvale Tactician is here. And I'm in bad shape. Cruel Somnophage cannot cast that. So what can we do here? We have 1 spell. We can't mill enough spells to grow the Pteramander. So we have to cast the Haughty Djinn and block, basically. I guess so. We can block the Tactician with this card, probably. And then we just kind of have to hope that the Haughty Djinn survives and gets big enough to be relevant in combat. We could also maybe double block the Hero of the Pride. Okay, Royal Roll on the Hero. Trigger, trigger. So I'm at 6. Even if I block the Big O's, I am probably dead. This is the Ward one, yeah. So I'm gonna have to block both of the 5X's. And if they have... Oh, interesting. So you can bounce one of my blockers. Oh, and then I... Oh, sick. I did not see that line. Tap both my creatures, kill me with the hero. Awesome. Oh, okay, they didn't want to do that. That's fine too. I'm dead this way as well. Alrighty. Head to sideboard. So, we did run into a creature deck. I think I'm going to want the second Sword Coast Serpent. And I think I'm going to want the Tribute to Urborg as well. And the cards I'm not going to want here are probably Temporal Fissure. And maybe even Secrets of the Dead. That card's quite slow. It doesn't mill me at all. We could also cut the Turnabout and the High Tide and just say we're not doing this. And bring in like Sea Hag just to block. Yeah, I think we have to fight on their axis. This thing can get Death Touch. I wonder if that's any good. Is that better than Sea Hag? Probably. We might have to bring a swamp in. Oh, I can't bring a swamp in. I didn't know that was how that worked. Okay, I have to remember to keep some basics in my sideboard in the future. Alright, well I guess we're stuck with our 4 swamps, but that's fine. Alright, I'll take the play this time. Lands and creatures. I like it. Keep. Yeah, we are going to play the Aquifer and pass the turn. They have tap land as well. We're going to go with Baral. Good blocker, discounts the Can't Wake Up, so we can cast both halves next turn, provided we hit a creature. Somniphage is actually kind of tough in this format. There aren't a bunch of creatures. But having the mission briefing means I can probably safely mill as much as I want, because I can get that Reap the Graves back. What does this do? Magecraft +2/+2. Okay. Let's start off with Can't Wake Up. Will target me. We did hit a couple of creatures, so I'm going to commit this Lorge boy. 3/3. And I'm going to crack in with the Baral. I've got a good blocker. If they have a trick and they kill it, then it grows my Somniphage. Planes from opponent. Oh, they want to attack. Interesting. They have more than one trick? Well, if they have more than one trick, I want to block anyway, I think. Alright, let's see. Usher to safety to bounce it to their hand. Okay. And now they can put down a 3/1, I guess. Oh, they bounced their land. Whoa. Okay. I'd be surprised if that is worth it. But maybe it is. This is going to be Secrets of the Dead. And I am going to get in with Baral. So let's see. Next turn they get to make a 3/1 and an Ardenvale Tactician. And then I'll Dream Twist myself on their end step. I've got 26 cards in library here. I have to find a Labman. But I have a route to Labman through the mission briefing. I get to draw a card off the second Dream Twist, which is cool. Vega the Watcher. Okay, that's cool. I like that. They get to draw cards off of their adventure creatures. And Dream Twist myself. I hit Serpent, Mission Briefing, Island. Oh, and I drew Labman. Okay. So, do we want to play the Labman now? Let's start off with the flashback Dream Twist. Target me. Draw a card. Always yield. That puts me to 18. Cards in library, that is. I drew Island. So I can draw 2 cards off my Think Twice for 2 mana. Yeah, let's do that. Drew another island and yet another island. Okay, I think that's all I've got this turn. I am going to yield through this turn. I'm not interested in mission briefing for no reason. It does mill me for 2, but I don't think that's quite enough. I'm going to want a mission briefing back, something that does something. It is awkward that all of my mill spells are either adventures or have flashback, so it's hard to mission briefing back a mill spell. Okay, here are the Pride and this heroic thing that makes 1/1s. I drew another Secret Keeper. So let's start with that. Target me. I hit... Can I pull this back out? Yeah, there we go. Labman, Island, Haughty Djinn. Okay, this is the part where I reveal that I have a second Labman. And I can also cast this. Block with it. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. I don't have a lot of stuff to... I guess I can draw cards off of mission briefing into mission briefing. I get to draw a card with Secrets of the Dead and mill myself. Okay, they have the jump. That's a little dangerous. They're jumping the Lumimancer. Oh no, sorry. They're jumping the Hero of the Pride. Then they're casting the Guide Mother. They're going to draw a card off the Vega. And I'm currently taking 8 in the air. How am I going to block here? I could just go no blocks, but then if they hit the hero with another thing, it kills me. Exactsies, right? 14 if I go no blocks. So I'll block the Lumimancer with the Secret Keeper, and that's fine with me. It should be hard for them to kill me from here. I guess they could have the double strike spell. Mutagenic growth pumps the team 8. That's 16. Oh, that's 16 before it resolves. That's actually lethal. Oh, no. That is 16. Okay. Go to 2. Now I have to deck myself and draw a card. We're going to bounce the Vega. Okay. Oh, no. Sorry. They're casting the Shepherd and triggering the Vega. That makes more sense. I would have been confused about bouncing the Vega. So what do we get to do here? We have to cast Mission Briefing. And then, yeah, we just have to figure out how to mill ourselves. I don't know. Both of these into the yard. Our only option here is Mission Briefing, basically, because Quiet Spec doesn't do anything anymore. Although Quiet Spec costs 1 less. What if we Reap the Graves? No, we can't make enough blockers doing that. So let's just cast this Mission Briefing again. Draw a card. We drew Island. Resolve Mission Briefing. Put these both into the graveyard. And we couldn't quite get there. Oh, we can Mission Briefing again. Okay. I don't think we have anything that just like draws us 3 cards. That would be kind of insane. But if we had Ancestral Recall in our deck right now, we would win. Stream of Thought. Graveyard, graveyard. And yeah, we're just a little short. We can cast the Stream of Thought, but unfortunately the Secrets of the Dead, it triggers first. So we draw the card and then we mill ourselves. And I don't think there's a way. Yeah. I will target me. And I will have no cards, but I will die. Unfortunate. Just one turn cycle too slow here. Emptied my whole library with Labman, but couldn't get that last card into my hand. Opponent's deck is really sick. Heroic is a cool theme for white in a cube that is built around Storm, right? Because when you Storm, you get to target things repeatedly. So that's a good angle on a color that doesn't really do spell stuff a whole lot. All right, I'll go to -29. GG's. All right, on the play in match 2. We've got another turn 1 Terramander. The rest of the hand is very slow, though. And no way of milling. But Think Twice will eventually get us to do something. Should we expect most of our opponents to be as fast as our last opponent was? I don't know. I'm going to give this a try, I think. Swamp Pass, that's good. Maybe this is a good time to sneak in this Contaminated Aquifer. In any case, let's attack. Yeah, I think this is a good turn for the tap land. And it's going to give me priority all the time for this Terramander. I can't activate it. Dream Devourer. This is the thing that gives all of your non-land cards Foretell. Pretty sick. Let's draw a card first. We drew Temporal Fissure. So if we do end up finding our High Tide, then this is going to be pretty messed up. Extort, okay. Foretelling a bunch of stuff is pretty cool in a Storm-focused cube, right? Like you can foretell several cards and then cast them all on one turn. We're still pretty far away from Terramander. So let's draw a card. Putting ourselves even further away from Terramander. Bounce a thing, potentially good. And we have no attacks here. Ooh, okay, red mana revealed. They're gonna attack with the Dream Devourer. Can you foretell things at instant speed? I thought you could only foretell things at sorcery speed. Okay, let me go check the rules. Oh, no, you can foretell at instant speed. A player who has a card with foretell in their hand may pay 2 and exile that card face down. This is a special action. A player may take this action anytime they have priority during their turn. Funny. Okay. It's not sorcery speed, but it is only during your turn. That's a weird way to do it, but it is what it is. They foretold 2 cards. They dealt me a bunch of damage. So now it is time to mill myself. Venture deeper, target me. I hit Labman Mission Briefing High Tide. Unfortunate, but true. So this is going to be land, Secret Keeper, Labman, and attack you for 1. So now they can extort me twice for basically free, which is very cool. They draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. That's sick. Oh, I'm mixing up foretell with plot. Okay, you still have to pay 2 less than whatever its cost is. Okay, that makes more sense. I'll take the 1. And now it's my turn. So if I draw like something to get the high tide out. No, okay. Time to start cracking in with the Terramander, I suppose. We can also, so we've got 6 lands here. If we tap all of them, we can turnabout plus bounce your thing plus bounce 3 of your permanents. They still have 1 foretold card right now. But what if we set them back 3 lands? That's probably pretty good. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. It's not enough. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Turnabout, target, me. Yeah, that's 6 lands, so that's enough mana. I'll choose land. I will untap my lands. I will cast Capsizing Wave, targeting probably the Screecher, because I want to bounce. Yeah, and then I'll just hit all your lands. This is targeting that one. Storm Trigger. Target this one. Target this one. Okay. And this is going to cost 1, 2. This costs 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So not close to that, but still going to crack in for 1. And then next turn we'll be able to cast the Serpent. And I think we're pretty much winning from there. Okay, that felt like a storm turn. That was cool. Looks like Grim Bounty was what they had foretold. So they get to kill my thing and put the Screecher back down. And yeah, this is just going to be Serpent. And hopefully that's enough. They're at 14, so it's going to take 3 hits. I can make it unblockable by casting a non-creature spell. Carrier Thrall, okay. That represents multiple blockers. Foretold another card, and attack for 1. No blocks. Dream Devourer is very cool. I think I misevaluated this card in the draft. Alright, let's head to combat. Attack in here. They're going to block and make their spawn? No, Scion. Okay. And I'm going to cast the Strake. Say go. I wonder if I'm supposed to block the Screecher. I don't think so. But there is an argument to be made that that's actually a faster clock than the Drake. If they get to cast more than one spell. Maybe I should trade if they give me the opportunity. They're gonna go in with the Devourer. They've got 5 cards in their hand. I think I'm just gonna block with the Secret Keeper here. If they want to foretell 2 cards and kill my thing, that's fine. I guess this would be a good time to have a Yogg-Wheel in my deck. But kind of interesting. Like sometimes that card doesn't really do anything. Based on a lot of my draws, I just happen to draw all of my Storm pieces in this game. Okay, that's pretty bad. Now I'm scared. Yeah, I'm gonna go no blocks here. I should have attacked with the Labman last turn. You get to foretell some more cards. They've got 3 cards. Each non-land card. Yeah, okay, so I guess they have to reveal those. Otherwise, how would I know? That's interesting. Does it work like Morph? Like, what stops them from... I know it's digital, but like in paper, what stops you from just foretelling a land? Alright, nothing on end step. What do we got? Another land. Okay, well that's no good. I am going to just attack with my creatures here, I think. I'm not blocking with them. But I don't think I'm winning this game. Is it possible that I have too many lands in my deck? Or just got unlucky? Not sure. It does look like foretold cards are revealed at the end of the game, just like Morphs and Manifests, and the other ones, Disguise and Cloak, etc. I do not think I can deck myself for 18. They're going to drain me They could have cast their knight before doing that. Oh no, they cast the front. Can you even cast the adventure half off of Foretell? I think you can, because it's not an alternate cost. Alright, well here I am at 2. I don't know what I could possibly draw to get me out of this, but it's definitely not island. I can block, but they have a spell on board, so I'm just dead. Okay. Once again, my opponent has way more creatures in their deck than I do. The storm line was actually pretty bad there. I bounced a bunch of their stuff and they just didn't care. I guess I went for it too early, maybe. I needed to find a way to cast additional spells, but I only drew one more spell for the rest of the game after doing that. So it wouldn't have actually mattered very much. I think maybe this deck is just misbuilt. The Gray Slad seems good, the Dig Up the Body seems good. It's really hard to say. It's possible that more mill is just better, and I'm not supposed to be playing all of these random storm pieces, and I want this Dig Up the Body to get back my stuff, and then Tribute to Urborg to kill a threat. I remembered to put swamps in my sideboard this time. That's cool. 5 sources, maybe one more. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if I've built this right. I got to do the high tide thing. Well, not the high tide thing, but the turnabout thing. And it didn't really do anything. So maybe I'm supposed to be all in on the mill plan. Let's see. This hand looks good. Keep. I am going to venture deeper. Quiet Spec, Baral, Gray Slod. Play this thing. Alright. Opponent has Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. And a bunch of life. They have Crick. Okay, that's very bad. But I can kill it with Tribute, so that's a lot better. Let's get that out of here. I am terrified of that card. I guess we can mill first. We can also attack for 1. Is that good? Are we on the aggro plan? Maybe we are. Okay. Bang. Next turn is Haughty Djinn. I guess we could have discarded the mission briefing. Maybe that's better to deal that 1 damage. Okay. Make a bunch of treasures. Drew Island. So here's Haughty Djinn. I forgot to cast this last turn. Whoops. Okay, that's all I got. Haughty Djinn is a 2/4 right now. I can make it a 3/4 at instant speed if they attack. They're going to foretell something. That's fine. They do not want to attack. That makes sense. And I'm going to activate this. Draw. Pledge Mage. Is that even good here? I don't know that it is, but I also kind of want to put more spells in my graveyard for this Haughty Djinn. Let's discard the island, maybe. No, I want to cast more stuff. I can't mission briefing plus kick the tribute to Urborg next turn. But I could quiet spec and make my Haughty Djinn even bigger. Let's get rid of the Pledge Mage gets so big so fast. Alright, let's bin Island. We drew Think twice. That makes the quiet spec line much worse. But it is a sick thing to discard to Vohar. So let's try activating this main phase. Okay, so you find a land. Found a land. Discard the Think twice. Drain you for 1. Play Pledge Mage. Play Island. Go to combat and attack you. Now if something weird happens, we can potentially put a counter on the Pledge Mage at instant speed. Pontiff of Blight. Sick. Activate only is a sorcery. Okay, I do not want to just randomly mission briefing here. We don't have anything that's particularly good to actually mission briefing. I guess we can kick the tribute to Urborg now, and that will give -2. So -2, 3, 4, 5. So I can kill the Mahadi, but nothing else. I could kill the Dream Devourer. I could also, I might mill some more stuff, and I might activate the Vohar as well. So let's start off with mission briefing and see where that puts us. If we can make the, oh, well, neither of those are very good. What if we keep the Cruel Somniphage on top and then we cast it? Okay, put this into my graveyard. Put this one on top. Choose Tribute. And then we contribute plus Carnophage, or Somniphage rather, but we can't kick the tribute. Alright, let's kill the Devourer. Let's attack first, because this is going to get small. And I don't think we care that much about the treasures. So let's kill this thing. And that's it. I don't want to activate the Vohar here because I think the Somniphage is very good. We can mill ourselves and make a big O. Deathly Ride. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. They want the Crick back. Okay. Makes sense to me. They're going to extort. And they're probably going to extort again, if I had to guess. It's going to be hard for them to get the Crick onto the battlefield with such a low life total. Alright, and here's our Somniphage. So let's cast that pre-combat. This way, if we do... Why does it keep doing that? Like untapped my swamp. Did it do that last turn? Am I crazy? Yeah, it did. What is that? Is the Quandrix Pledge Mage doing? Oh no, it's the Haughty Djinn. Okay. I totally forgot about the second line of text. Okay, so we milled some stuff. Our thing is big now. Let's attack in. We can make the Pledge Mage a 6/6, but that doesn't matter. They have a 2/7. So let's crack in 4/5. And then cast this. Okie doke. All right, got there in game 2. Now we just have to win one more. I think this build of the deck is just way better. I think that's where I'm at. Gonna be on the draw this time. No lands. Mulligan. This one is a lot better. Keep. Let's put away the Lab Man. We don't need that yet. Wait, did they give me the play? Oh, that's sick. Here's an eye twitch. That thing can block my Pteramander. Bummer. Alright, well, let's mill. Pull this out. Reaping the Graves, Baral, Quandrix Pledge Mage. Gonna take one. I've got one spell in my graveyard. Let's venture deeper. I guess we could have made the Slod. We hit Think Twice and 3 islands there. And let's crack in with Pteramander. I do not think we're ever blocking Ikite with that card. Next turn we can make Merfolk Secret Keeper and Slod. Yep, gonna take 3. And they've got Gutter Snipe. Sick. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Still can't activate here, but I am going to attack. And then cast the Secret Keeper. And cast this. Okay. Whoa, they're attacking all out? Alright, I'm going to try to trade with your Gutter Snipe. Cool. They're getting back the Gutter Snipe. Makes sense. Okay, Tribute to Urborg can kill the Gutter Snipe when it comes back. We have 5, 6, 7 now, so we still cannot Pteramander, but we will be able to next turn. I think maybe we should consider mission briefing into Reaping the Graves and just buy back 2 creatures. I think that's pretty good. These can go both into the yard, and we'll reap, and we'll raise dead twice. Storm count is 2. Target Slod, and then target Pledge Mage. Kind of neat. And attack for 1. All right, they're going to gain 2. I'm going to take 1. And hopefully they play the Gutter Snipe so I can kill it. Yep. Seems good. Let's cast this first. And then kill this guy. Counter here and attack for 1. All the way down to 22. It's alright, Terramander. You're doing your best. Fell Horseman is here. 1 in the air. No blocks. So we got Contaminated Aquifer. Okay, so we can now activate the Terramander. That's probably good. Let's do that. Play this, and we are going to crack in for 5 in the air. Now we're cooking. Never mind. We're not cooking. Take 1. Crick is here. Scary. Now, it's going to be tough to... It's going to be tough to mill here. We're out of ways to get stuff back. So we have to draw our lab man. What is yield to this? Draw a card. We could mill them. Target me with this. Oh, this does shuffle. That's good. Put this into my graveyard. And then I think I just want to start cracking in with the Pledge Mage. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to start milling them, I think. So I have a blocker. And we'll attack for 6. This crick is going to be a big problem. But once I draw a lab man, I can deck myself for an additional 7. They're going to draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. But it grows the crick. They have 5 power of lifelink on the board. Exile my thing. Well, that's very bad. All attacks. All right, block here and block here. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this time. Oh, mission briefing is here. So that means if we mill ourselves, we can mission briefing back a dig up the body. Okay, so mission briefing plus dig up the body gets us lab man. Graveyard, graveyard. Dig up the body. Oh, cast this. Get back Laboratory Maniac. Okay, we are not quite dead. We're probably going to be 1 turn away again, if I had to guess. But we're close. We got 6 cards, we got a flashback spell. That mills us some more. But we're probably dead to crick. They get an Inkling. Crick is huge. We're going to have to block Crick, take 5, go to 2. Okay, that thing's dead. We might just be dead this turn. We're taking 6. Okay. Going to 1. And something that extorts me, perhaps? Oh, drain life. Awesome. All right, good games. All right, my round 3 opponent had to dip, but instead of playing them, we are going to play Matt, the designer of the cube. So I'm expecting to get thoroughly thrashed. I'm sure he knows what he's doing way more than I do. But let's give it a go. I think I am going to keep this. It's got a Pteramander. I don't know. Good enough, maybe. We are on the draw here. Labman. Okay. No 2-drop from Matt. So I'm going to crack in. And I'm going to hope to bounce on his turn. Secrets of the Dead. Okay, that's where the other one went. And my card is bad here. All right, let's jam the Labman and crack in for 1. Oops. Okay, no cracking in for 1. Spellseeker. See, that's terrifying. We drew our own Secrets of the Dead. So eventually that's going to do some stuff with mission briefing. But I assume we're going to just die to Desperate Ritual faster than we can do that. I don't know what's going on over there, but I am scared of it. I get those Labman beats in, and that's all I got. I'm going to take 1 from Spellseeker, and it's back to me. Okay. Are we close enough to wanting to mission briefing in the blind? I don't think so. It could help fill our graveyard a little bit. Let's make that decision end step. Reaping the Graves is also an instant. So if we mission briefing into a creature, we can buy it back maybe. Seething Song, okay. Scary. Desperate Ritual, also scary. Priest of Erebrask, storm count 3. First day of class. All right, well, I'm anticipating an Empty the Warrens here. That's probably just lethal. Pretty sick. I'll yield through the turn. All right, well, I'm super duper dead. I'll take 21. All right. See, now this is the kind of deck that I think I was anticipating playing against. This is finally the matchup where I feel like the creature removal isn't that good. Unfortunately, the deck is really, really good. So I don't even know if I can beat it, even with my game plan looking like this. I don't really want Yeah, I don't want to board in any of this extra removal against rituals. I could bring the dig up the body in, which is a little more combo centric. Maybe even Magus of the Will. Because I think cards like Sword Coast Serpent are just like really bad here. Maybe even, no, we do need some threats. All right, maybe the dig up the body is redundant. We'll try to play this Magus. Not sure. Not sure at all. Gonna take the play. This is a much more mill-focused hand. I think that's good. We have the mission briefing to potentially buy back a spell that can buy back the lab man. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this. I'm gonna venture deeper. That's all I got. Tap land, okay. We've got Turnabout and Temporal Fissure, so that's cool. Do we want to mill 4 cards, or do we want to try to draw into a land? We can try to draw into a land next turn. Target me again. Pull this out, and yeah, looking good. We did mill the Reaping the Graves, so that puts us towards trying to buy back the lab man with it. Mill 4 cards, then put in instant. What did they... Oh, dig up the body. Okay. So... yeah, I am going to try to draw into the land here. Brutal. Alright. Just chilling. One, 3 Flying Vigilance. Alright, we have the High Tide and the Turnabout and the Temporal Fissure, but nothing to do with them. That is pretty brutal. We're going to have to just mission briefing and try to put a land on top. That's pretty awful. Well, we can bin both of these. They are not lands. I wanted to do that during my turn because of potential storm outs on Matt's turn. Casting spells during your opponent's turn does contribute to their storm count. Lock and Load has entered the exile zone. I assume that's a plot card. Alright, still no land. We're going to mission briefing again. Same deal. This can go into the graveyard. This can go on top. And now we are running out of ways to actually get the lab man back out. But we drew the second lab man, so that's hopefully fine. If we draw island next turn, cast the lab man, and then draw another island, we're actually in business with High Tide, Turnabout, Temporal Fissure, maybe. Even 3 lands is pretty close. I would like the 4th land to cast the Secrets of the Dead to get that 1 extra storm. But even with 3 lands, we can bounce 3 things, I guess, and stall for a turn. It's obviously going to be very, very hard to win this game from here. Oh yeah, what does this card do? Oh, interesting. It's like draw a card and then it has instant and sorcery storm, sort of. Matt moving a cleanup over there. I'm jealous. Okay, here's that island we put on top. Here's our lab man. And say go. I guess we can... Yeah, I don't know. Bouncing these adventures feels awful. Bouncing 4 lands is probably also awful. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to. I think we're just going to have to put all those permanents back. And yeah, well, we found another land. This is not good. This is not good at all. But it's better than nothing. Target me. Pay blue, 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 blue. Untap all my lands. And then we get to make 8 mana, which is enough for Secrets of the Dead plus Temporal Fissure. Or we can cast... Well, I guess we can... Yeah, if we make a black, we can cast Somnophage plus Secret Keeper plus Temporal Fissure. And we get to bounce 5 things. 1, 2, 3, tap land, and I don't know, swamp. Sure. And attack for 2. We have successfully put opponent down to as many lands as we have after missing a whole bunch of land drops. Well, that was a pretty sweet turn. We're probably still going to lose, but we do have this 8/8, so we'll see. If they don't have a removal spell, we might be able to get something done here. It is kind of going to be the Abyss right now. Okay, blow off Steam. And then second blow off Steam. Kills the 2/2. Makes my Somnophage bigger. Prankster comes back down to block. Okay, found a land. Let's attack. Get in for 9. Okay. And second main, play this stuff out. We don't have enough mana for the Think Twice, but next turn we get to draw 2 cards off of it, which is pretty neat. Somnophage gets 1 point bigger every time it eats something. Cram Session gains 4 life and learns. That's mine. Create a treasure token. Sounds good. No grabby giant yet, though. So I am going to get in for 10 here. Let's draw first. Storm Chaser Drake. Okay, that's good. Let's crack in for 10. And land Drake. So they get to make 2 blockers. Wonder if they're just setting up for a storm kill. I'm glad we managed to make a game out of this no third land until turn 5 or whatever situation. Let's see, it's turn 9 and I control 6 lands. So I played my 3rd land on turn 6. Is that right? That sounds too late. empty the Warrens for 2 Gobos. That will block twice, that's for sure. Here's the familiar. I've got 10 cards left in my library. This thing has flying? Why does this have flying? Well, I'm going to play this and I'm going to attack. Okay. Jump and trade. It's an otter, right? I'm not going crazy. Do otters just have flying? It's a flying otter. Flying otter wizard. Seething Song. Scary. Rob the archives. Okay. Casualty to essentially draw 2 cards. Looks like land, Fist of Flame. Looks like a whiff to me. But 3 cards in hand. Play the land. First day of class. So that can make a flying, hasting, frolicking familiar. And then Fist of Flame makes it bigger. Is it big enough? 2, 3, 4. Oh no. That's not good. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's just empty. Yeah, okay. Sick. Oh, I felt good about that one. Unfortunate. One zillion goblins. So these are all going to be 3/3s with haste. I'll be able to block one of them, and I'm going to take like 60, somewhere around there. I'm going to take 57 damage, I think. Yeah. Does the storm count the sorcery? I think it does count the empty. So it's actually only going to be 18 times 3 minus 3. Way more than lethal, of course. Awesome. Good games. All right. So let's take a look here. What went wrong? Well, I definitely way undervalued removal. That's for sure. We lost to a lot of creature decks in rounds 1 and 2. I do feel, having played against Matt's deck, that I should not have, under any circumstances, passed Yawgmoth's Will. I'm sure there were plenty of you screaming at your screens. But either way, I thought the cube was really cool. I love drafting a cube like this and coming out of the first draft understanding much more about what the cube is about. And now I see that creature combat is shockingly relevant. I was hoping to see maybe more counter magic being mono blue. I was trying to posture myself as kind of a controlling self-mill sort of thing, but it was hard for me to answer what my opponents were doing in mono blue here. And that's probably by design, if I had to guess, because counter magic is going to stop a lot of the cool storm things from happening. Like, if you get your turnabout countered, then, I don't know, that kind of sucks. But all in all, really neat. I think Wish Effects would also be really cool here. That's a type of card that really screams Storm to me. I've noticed the Lesson and Learn, which I'm sure is meant to evoke that sort of thing. But something like Burning Wish, I think, would be really neat. I don't know if that's maybe just too good for the cube or something like that. But yeah, cube was fun. Shout out to the Divination for hosting. Shout out to Matt for designing something really cool. Link to the list will be in the description. And that's about it. We'll see you next time.